Yes, this is one of my favorite songs in the whole world to play on the drums. God damn. One of my favorite songs to play on the drums. I haven't played drums in years. Just air drums. I'm sad about that. It's one of the main reasons I want to buy a house so bad. Because I want a place to play at least an electronic drum kit with some strength. Everybody says, well, if you're in an apartment, just get an E-kit. That's fucking bullshit, dude. Anybody that ever tells you that, by the way, my name is Tyler. Welcome to the Am Sim Show and the beginning of my freedom. Very excited to be off work for the next 2 months. I am now officially on holidays, and I'm excited about being on holidays. Very excited. Very, very excited about being on holidays, guys. I'm stoked. I'm excited to spend some time here with you guys. My plan is to do a lot of videos, a lot of pre-recorded shit. That's my main plan. So there'll be a lot of that. You guys will be definitely 100% finally seeing the pre-recorded content coming to life. Gonna need a new battery on the break here. This is not a happy camper right now. This guitar is not a happy camper right now. Weird. Usually the Mindsinger is like just unaffected by everything. It's just, you pick it up, it's in tune from the last time you played it. This thing might as well have an Evertune in it. But not this time. I've had a lot of humidity though. And it is starting to finally get warmer here in my neck of the woods in Canada. We'll call it Northern Canada. Well, you can really... Northern in the province that I live in. I wouldn't say that I live in a northern, like Northern Canada is like up in like a Iqaluit and stuff in Nunavut. And that is not where I live. I don't live in an igloo. It's such a weird misconception of Canadians that there are Canadians that live in igloos. There are no Canadians living in igloos. Not one. I don't even think there's one. Even the people way, way up north, those people are now living in like shacks, like nice shacks, winterized cabins and things of that sort. I don't think anybody lives in a fucking igloo here anymore. How's it going? Xander fucking bananas. Hello, Ton Guitarra. Rudy, what's going on? Pedro, nice. How are you? Literally writing on the Plugin Alliance Angle Savage with the Jesus cab and regained my love for the plugin all over again. Sounding so fucking heavy right now. I agree. That would sound fucking heavy. Well, that's the other thing I got. I got my hands on some Arachnid IRs. I'm gonna pull those bad boys out in the second half. I just have to unzip them. They are going to be part of a project that I am headmanning for Aurora DSP. There is going to be likely, it's very possible. I have not, has anybody in the chat yet had tried the Arachnid IRs yet? I'm looking at you, Xander. Oh, this is frustrating the shit out of me, guys. The battery is dying in this tuner. I might have to get the missus to get me a battery soon. And that would bum her out. All right, I think we're almost done. Okay, so we got some Bogren happening today. What else we got? Well, I just picked a bunch of random stuff today because it's sometimes random shit on Fridays. This makes sense. There's no release today or anything like that, so that would have been cool. Kind of showing off a release, though. I'm going to be showing off the La Boga Mr. Hector Suite throughout a part of this. As you guys know, this is not yet out. And this is the Beast 30. This thing is little, but it's pretty fucking awesome. I just finished doing 80 presets for this bad boy. You can check them out right here. These are all the presets I've done. For the plugin itself, it goes from black metal, classic rock, bunch of different cleans, doom, hard rock, modern death metal, Old school death metal, new metal, psychobilly, punk rock, stoner rock, thrash metal, and vintage leads and modern leads as well. And I'm really looking forward to seeing what y'all think of these presets and this plugin itself. But that'll be a little bit later in the stream. I did get an email from someone that said, hey, I'd never heard of these, that they'd never heard of these Line 6 metallurgy plugins. And it doesn't surprise me because the company did very little outreach on it. There was almost like there was absolutely no marketing done whatsoever, apart from some graphics made and maybe some things dropped in, you know, the right places. But I don't know that it was ever really marketed to plugin users, because there are a lot of people that still don't know about these plugins. So I demoed the Doom plugin the other day, and this fella said that he had, or fellow, maybe not a fellow, I'm not sure, said that they bought the plugin, and based on my recommendation, I appreciate you. That's awesome. However, he also wanted to see me go over the Line 6 Modern and Line 6 Thrash, which I believe he also purchased, but wanted to see me go over them nonetheless. And so this is for that person. And I've got the MLC Sub-Zero 93. This is the Celeno signature amp. I'm going to be showcasing the Bogren Mr. Hector Suite. This will be the new Mr. Hector. And for the freebie lovers out there, a little bit of Freeware Friday, we're going to be making some delicious tones with Jambi, along with our own assortment of pedals and IRs and things of that sort. I just feel like being saucy once in a while. You know, I feel like building a signal chain once in a while. It's fun for me. So that's what we're doing today. If there's something you'd like to hear or like to see, let me know. I can see what I can do. Man, it's an exciting day because as you guys have been following along this, we have this secret plugin. Sorry, guys. This secret plugin that we've been talking about, the one that I'm just over the moon for. And the artist has been on tour. So the artist has been on tour and has not had a chance to use the plugin until now. So right now, at this exact moment, this artist is laying into their new upcoming a beta version of their upcoming plugin with a company called Wavemind that you may have heard of over the last little while. Over the last year or so, this company has been making some big moves, and this is their biggest. By far, their biggest move to date is going to be this plugin. The biggest project the company has done to date is this plugin, and it is magnificent. If you guys want, I might be able to look at that plugin depending on seeing where we get in the stream today. If you have any questions that are just anything, it doesn't matter what it is. Ask me questions. Ask me questions about gear, about plugins. Ask the staff. I've got some few staffers in here as well, so if I don't get to your question, or if you have a question for Pedro or any of the other staffers that are just wandering in and out, let me know and we can help you. Also, I qualify Xander Bananas. He is not technically staff, but he is very, very knowledgeable. So if you have something for Xander as well, if you have questions, he's probably likely to answer you at some point if it's something that's cool. All right, so let's get started. You know what? Let's just get started with the MLC Sub-Zero 93 from Bogren Digital. This thing is a monster. Not giant on the cab section. We'll work with it. We'll see what we got. It'll be fun. Okay. No, so I'm just gonna go after. There's angle. Yeah, okay. So maybe if I go with 57 and do the angle out of 45 here. And let's see how it goes here first. All right, we've got a few pedals. Brown Sugar is active in pretty easygoing settings. And we've got the amp that's right about here. And I'm going to be in mode. So we're going to start in mode 2. Let's see where we're at. There's something in this, something with this guitar just hasn't sounded right the last couple times I've used it, to be honest. I don't know exactly what it is. Can't put my finger on it. Now we're going to go back these off a little bit. So you don't necessarily have to... Is there a blend? There is. Okay, sorry, it's right in front of my face. I use the Ega with this, and I just brought it right to life. Not saying the cab section is not great, because the cabinet section is solid here, for sure. It's a solid cabinet section, 100%. That being said, when I switch over to the Ega, I just kind of notice that it brings things... I mean, you guys be the judge. Okay, it's not just, again, not that the cab section is not great, but I'm going to go with my own cabinet here for a sec. Let's see where we're at. That seems like a bit too much low end, to be honest. I'm just going to go with what's in the cab, or what's in the plug-in for now. Not to say it's not a great selection. Got more than enough to get some nice sounds here. You've got a couple dynamic mics, a tube, and 2 ribbons. And not overly familiar with all of those mics to be 100% on that. I'm not much of a mic guy. I'm familiar with just a small handful of mics that, you know, that I've used over the years. All right, let's move this around a little bit. All right, now we're getting somewhere. All right, let's bring that master back, the volume up. Not a lot of gain on this, folks. Let's turn off the pedal for a sec. Sounding good. Sounding really solid. My intonation is off? What do you mean? I think this is actually intonated, probably intonated fine, but it might not be. You could be right. I think it's honestly when the weather starts to change around here and the weather starts to turn from, you know, spring to summer, we start noticing some... I've always noticed every year the change of seasons always brings in neck adjustments and all sorts of fun things to my instruments. So you could be right. Where can I find the IRs you're talking about, Tyler? I would try another guitar if I were you for dialing. Hold on. Haven't gotten back to me about the new update, early releases for Aurora, but I can't wait. Nice. Yeah, you're right. That we'll get to those Line 6 plugins. We're just going to be kind of picking around today, chit-chatting. We're not going over anything specific, so if you do have any talking points for us, let us know. Whether we're talking about strings, picks, anything to do with the amp sim universe. And when I say amp sim universe, it doesn't always just mean amp sims. It means anything that's in the universe of amp sims. That means analog gear. That means guitars, pickups. That means drum software. That means all sorts of things that are what I would say is inside the amp sim universe. Things that are directly applicable. And so if you have anything like that, you guys want to talk about that stuff, always feel free. We also like to talk about wrestling around here. Movies, lots of video games, food, all kinds of things. So really the only barred topic is politics. We don't talk about politics, and we really try to avoid religion while we're at it, if we could do that. Otherwise, this is a fun space. So like, do chat things up. All right, we're on amp mode 2. Yeah, mode 2. Let's go to mode 3. Mode 3, baby. What we got? Nice. All right. I'm still reading through the comments. Man, Brown. Yeah, they're overdrive together. Some fears. Nice. I'll try that off. Andy, what's going on, dude? Nice to see you. I'm not going. So again, Andy, staffer here. So if you have questions for Andy, by the way, if you have questions for any of the staffers, even if you're a lurker, and you have questions, I had one person say to me that we move quick here and the level of experience is quite high in general. And I would agree. We do move quick here and the level of experience is quite high in these parts. But that being said, if you're a new user, ask questions. You are not going to embarrass yourself. If you're an intermediate user that maybe just you've only been using amplitude and positive grade, positive. Just kidding. If you've been, maybe you just spent the last few years using a suite, like a mega suite style plugins. The only thing you've ever really used is something like amplitude or bias effects. I'm just kidding. No. And then you're an intermediate user, you're getting comfortable with DAWs and amp sims and stuff like that. Now you're looking to branch out. You want to find out where the good shit is at. I would say that amplitude has actually gotten a lot better over the years, like a lot better. A lot better with that overhaul. I think they've got a new version coming too. I want to believe that it just feels like some of the things they've been doing, it feels like there's a new version very close by, and it's going to involve a fuckload of ToneX features, I bet. Because right now, using ToneX inside Amplitude is actually kind of, I'll use the word cumbersome. And it is. It's cumbersome. I don't like ToneX at all. That's my own opinion. I don't really like the plugin. I don't like, and I really don't, I find it very boxy. Although there are folks here on the team that absolutely love ToneX. It's one of those probably 50-50 team things where like I can just agree that I know they enjoy it. Oh my gosh, the picking is shit skis today. Weirdest thing ever happened this morning. I was going into my bathroom and I walked into the bathroom and the kind of caught the door as I normally do behind me and went to kind of started closing it, turned around and closed the door. But as I was catching it, I guess I caught it in a really weird way, and I strained something right in here, and it quite effectively strained something right through this arm from here through here. And I'm like, I'm old, but I'm not so old that I'm spraining and fucking pulling things just by closing a fucking door. I feel old now though. Jeez Louise. Positive shit. Fucking love me some Unearth, man. Love Tonex, me personally, but I use a strange... I've tried so many different captures of like, everyone's always telling me, you gotta try these ones, gotta try these ones, gotta try these ones. And I went out and got myself like about roughly 10 of the paid packs that are supposed to be the bee's knees. And these were also just kind of, even when I use my, like, you do whatever you want to it, it just sounded cardboardy and boxy. And when I've got NAM Universal already, and I don't have to pay for it, like, I just don't see any of that. There's none of that profiling software out there that really, the best of it, I think, is Tone Hub and the Neural Amp Modeler. And I'll say NAM Universal because that, in my opinion, that's the most fun way to use NAM captures. That's just me. And I think that when I put a NAM Universal beside Tonex, it crushes it. And I love to use the analogy of the ocean crushing the Titan sub. That's literally how hard NAM Universal, or just almost just NAM by itself, crushes Tonex. Just destroys it. And I find it so cardboardy, and I find it so rigid in comparison. There's nothing warm about it to me, and I like Amplitude a lot. I want to like Tonex. I want to know, like, I want to know, what are all these people I trust like this? What do I need in on here? Tell me what I need to know. Bosif, what's going on? Who the fuck? There's some serious shred happening in the background here. Let's listen to that solo again. Let's do it. Hold on. Ooh, that was tasty. Can we get that last lick again here? I went back too far. This lick right here. That's a tasty fucking lick right there. Hell yeah, brother. That's Warbringer. Glorious End. By the way, you can check out our playlist on Spotify. The Tasu, T-A-S-U, Tasu stream playlist. If you're ever curious as to what... It's not even necessarily all the stuff that I really like. It's all the stuff that I keep adding to it all the time. I just stuff that I think might be fun to listen to in the background of these and won't be too hard on. There are certain bands that won't just give you that copyright notice. I think there are certain things I think you can actually get a strike for. There are certain bands that just do not want it. Their stuff performed, they're used in anything. I don't know who those artists are, but I try to stay away from the really, really big artists. Albin L80. Nice to see you. Guitar. What is MG? Make guitar great again? I'm not going to be the guy that makes guitar great again. I might be. Do you like solos? Well, then you're in the wrong place because I only listen to solos. I can solo very, 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 very modestly, maybe a little bit every now and again. But if you really want to make guitar great again, go listen to some Old Testament. What was that song again? Oh my gosh, it sounded like I just threw my guitar down the stairs. Whoa! Go! Make America riff again? No, I'm not making guitar great again. I'm trying to make as many plugins as I can great from the inside out, folks. That's what I like to do. I loved being involved in this industry because I'm able to be very picky. The people that I work with appreciate that I'm a bit of a picky pain in the ass when it comes to certain things, and that I'm not going to call them my team. Our team. It is not my team. I may have assembled most of this team, but it's not my team. But this team, we are picky bitches, and when we're involved in a particular project or a product, we are picky people. And pretty soon, the team is going to get the beta. The full team here is going to get the beta for this new. I almost fucking said it. Woo! I almost said it. For this new particular signature tone suite coming out from WaveMind, probably sometime in July is what I'm hoping for. Right around my birthday on the 14th. That would be really fun. Super fun if it came out around then. I would be pumped. I'm so excited for this plugin, beyond excited. And I hope that is something I can't wait for the team to get. Right now, it's just a small team of 4, and now the artist is 5 because he just got done with tour. If you guys have guesses as to who this artist is, please do tell us in the chat. I would love to hear your guesses as to who the next WaveMind artist is going to be. That was a bad pick. Have you guys heard of gravity tapping? I'm going to do a bit of maybe a small demonstration because I've actually learned how to do it. I believe Archspire. I'm going to say that Archspire said they invented it, but I mean, there's probably somebody else out there that's going to claim they did as well. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, okay, so what they do is, do you know what a gravity blast is? If you don't know at this point in your life and you're a metalhead at all what a gravity blast is, if you don't know, my goodness, you need to know. To basically explain the gravity blast, the stick hits the rim, doesn't lose contact, and as you come back up, it hits again. So it's essentially, I can do it with a pen on a cell phone. So it's literally like this. I'm doing it right on a cell phone. Okay? That's what a gravity blast is. I did it with a marker on a cell phone. This is how easy it is to do a gravity blast. It really isn't that hard. Doing it effectively and moving it or I'd say it's actually called the one-handed roll that Johnny Rab, best tutorial ever for the one-handed roll / the gravity blast. I learned it years and years and years and years ago now. Right after Cataclysm started using it, was the first band that I would think that I ever heard use the one-handed roll was Cataclysm. So anyways, Archspire, fast forward, another Canadian band, Archspire. Gravity tapping. Dying fetus. Come on, man. That's an Aurora product, Xander. But your drummer friend can do them? Yeah, it's actually called a one-handed roll. There's also another more technical term for it. But if you have, anyways, so the gravity tapping is essentially, if this is a guitar string, what I'm doing is running the pick like this and doing that. So like a gravity blast, 1 is 2. 1 stroke is 2 taps. And like a gravity blast, da 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 da. All right, so if I can do this, it's, man, let's go to a clean channel while I practice it. Hang on. All right. So it's, yeah, something along those lines. Damn it, it's not gonna work. Pick's too big. Hold on. I've been practicing it a lot, and I actually did it on a recording. Let's try this again. There you go. And now let's try it with on here. And let's get a little delay in on this. All right. So that's gravity tapping. It's super easy. It's actually not that hard. So look up the video if you haven't looked it up. It's a super easy. It's like he explains it just like I did. And you're just literally rolling your pick along the string. It's fun. It's really actually kind of fun. And I'm like, watching him do it in the video, it's like, there's no way I can do that. And then I tried it. I was like, I can do that. Yeah. Whoa. Look at that. It's either on YouTube or it's on Toby's. I know they went over it on Toby's Instagram is where I saw the whole technique. But I'm sure if you just YouTube gravity tapping, guarantee you there's a whole bunch of fucking guitar nerds just like us. Somebody's done a video. There's no fucking way that somebody hasn't done a gravity tapping video. There's just no way. So apparently I'm back on the Johnny Highland pick. This is going to be an awkward transition. Let me see. Been using the snake. Is that what it's using? The snake? I use a lot of stuff from V-Picks. This is the one I've been using. It's super fun pick to use. It's huge, and I love it. It's not the biggest V-Pick I have. I have another one that's fucking giant. This one's actually pretty cool. It's really, really fun. This is the Johnny Highland pick, and I think I'll just go back to this for a little bit, see if I can readapt. It does sound cool. It's even cooler when you put some delay and some other shit on it. I can't remember there was a demo I did with it. Ah, geez Louise. That was also very basic. You can get way more in depth with what you're doing with your left hand and shit too. Have you guys seen that new drummer? They got a new drummer. His name's Spencer Moore. This guy's I mean, obviously, do you even need to say it? Do I even need to say the guy's a fucking monster? He's an Archspire. They selected him and handpicked him out of like a sea of amazing drummers. So yeah, the guy's got some chops. I can just feel Rudy shaking his head at me for drinking this giant can of sugar. Just kidding, buddy. How's everybody doing today? Chats be fucking slow. This is also where we announce the very beginning of this summer series of streams. All that really means is I'm going to be giving some shit away, streaming a lot more than I usually do. I'm streaming basically twice a week right now. This is going to be more like 3 or 4 times a week. Be doing some giveaways and maybe doing a riff contest. And this new particular release, also, I'm not seeing enough guesses. 11 people in here. Let me see some guesses. Who do you think, non-staff, not the staffers, because the staffers know. Maybe that's the problem. We've got someone that our staff to chat ratio. I bet gravity bongs. I just saw that. I think my drummer buddy said he saw the Gravity Blast beat done by Thomas Meshuggah originally. The first time I ever saw it was when Cataclysm got a new drummer. His name was Martin. And they came to town. This first time I had seen them since they got the new drummer. They came to my town a lot. And I did, I think, probably like 5 or 6 different shows when I was a concert promoter for many years. For like 15 plus years, I was a concert promoter. Wait, more than that, probably. No, about 15 years, 15, 16 years, I was a concert promoter. And I got the chance to do many shows for them. And I heard this new drummer was something ridiculous. And they were doing their sound check, and they did the sound check for Ambassador of Pain. And if you've ever heard Ambassador of Pain, it has just like all of a sudden comes out with this insane blast beat. And each and every single person in that room directly went to the stage. And there was this little drum hangout behind the drummer at this particular bar that I used to do shows at. So everybody would rush through this one section of the kitchen, and then you'd end up behind the stage in this little kind of you were pretty secluded too. Like the audience couldn't really see you there either. So you could just sit there and watch drummers all night if you had the clearance to be back there. And I remember we all went back there. Every single one of us went piling through the kitchen to watch this guy sound checking, just sound checking. And then when all of the other people started showing up for the actual show, we're all telling our friends, like, this is fucking insane. I've never seen anything like this. It was triggered, so it sounded like he was hitting it with a hammer every time too, right? So it's and you're just like, what the fuck is happening right now? You've never heard of such a technique. And then, of course, he showed it to us with a pen on the side of a table. And all of us, for the remainder of like our lives, basically, now every time I'm near a surface with any kind of instrument that's long, I'm sitting there like, literally did it about 3 days ago in a classroom with a bunch of 6-year-olds. And sitting there tapping the pen on the table, and this one kid's looking at me like, "What? How are you doing that? What are you doing?" I'm like, "I'm just tapping the pen, buddy." He's like, "How are you doing it that fast, though?" I'm like, I can't explain it. I was just like, it's magic. It's magic. Oh my God. I said, I'm the fastest in the world, buddy. Really? Yes, absolutely. Drink coffee. I do. Well, I actually cut way back on my caffeine though, so I only drink like a third of a calf, we'll call it, in the morning. 3 scoops. 1 of them is caffeinated. 2 of them are decaffeinated. And after that, I don't have any other caffeine throughout the day except for when I drink cans of Coke, which only, it's been happening more often lately. I've been getting my liter of colas. In fact, I would really kind of forgot about doing it today. I had that in mind. We're going to do my last day of work. Every year I do the same thing. I order pizza and I watch Dazed and Confused. And that's what I'm going to be doing again today. Applying his own twist as well as a piano technique to it. Randy Rhoads used a guitar pick to tap frequently. Yeah, I mean, a lot of guys did. A lot of guys used the pick to tap. I just mean that rolling effect. It's something like I've never heard anything like it. And I'm just like, let's try it again here. Such a fun technique, dude. I'm not even that good at guitar, and I can do it pretty well. Although the tone could probably use some work. I'd roll the presence back, I'd roll the top end back, and I'd do some other things to this to make it sound a little bit better. I wouldn't just throw some delay at it like I just did. But man, it sounds pretty good. It sounds interesting. And I'm definitely 100% going to use it in the future. It's a lead. Like if I'm comfortable doing it in a stream, I'm okay at it. There's a lot of techniques, especially on bass, that when I get a bass in my hand in a stream, I'll practice for days before I plan to do a bass stream. And then I get into the bass stream and I sit there and go, yeah. Me play bass. Yeah, it's just like I can't. My hands freeze up. We're listening to some Dredge in the background. If you've not heard Dredge before, guys, it's pretty cool. Pretty sweet band. Might not be hard enough for some folks that like their metals. All right. Yeah, this tuner. I lost my other tuner. I lost my gooder. I'm going to have to buy another one. Then I'll have, when I eventually find that one, I'll have 3. I bought this one and I hate it. And this one is now the backup. And as I'm saying I hate it, it's like, yeah, you hate me, motherfucker? Well, I'm the only tuner you got. So unless you want to click it. Everybody says, why don't you use the software tuners? I don't like them. I don't like having to... I don't know. I guess I could, though. 15 people in here tonight. We might as well move along with... This is, by the way, we're going to move along from this particular plugin, but this is a rad plugin, guys. This is an awesome sounding plugin. I think it's the best one so far from Bogren Digital. As far as like a full amp goes, this thing it crushes. So clear. So yeah, this is the Sub-Zero 93 Silonos Signature Edition. This thing is an absolute crusher. It has some nice, decent cleans too, but it's really, really good at crushing. And I would say it's awesome for black metal, obvious reasons. It's also super good at thrash metal. Super good at thrash metal. Oh my gosh, this thing is good at thrash. Did I mention it was good at thrash? This thing is tight. One of the tighter amp sims you'll ever try. This thing is awesome. I suggest you jump over and try at least the free trial for this bad boy because it is 100% worth getting your mitts on. All right, let's send it packing though for the time being. We're gonna jump into La Boga Mr. Hector Suite, and we're gonna go over some of the presets just to see how they play out on different guitars and go from there. Always got to dummy check things, right, before you send them over. All right, so let's try Modern Death Metal 1. Let's see where we're at. Sound pretty good to me. I don't know about you guys. Sounds solid. Very solid. Let's just try it. But I muted you. Yeah, that was it. You guys fix it. You guys fix it. Fix yourself, moshers. I want to see those crowd killing people. I want to see the crowd, those crowd killers. I want to see them go to a. I want to go. Let's try that again. I want to see them go to a Sick of It All show, and wait for Sick of It All to go on, and then go there and try that business. Okay, I want that or a hate breed show or really any old timey hardcore band, any of the OG hard. Well, that's not even really OG hardcore, but pretty close. But you go to any of those shows and try that stuff, and boy, oh boy, I don't think you'll be that well received. I don't imagine it. The JVM is great. Tyler, you got to try out the volcano. What is the volcano? You mean like, are we talking about the vaporizer? I'm noticing that was a little high on the output. Yeah, go to a Crowbar concert and try that. Oof. I just... Man, they don't even really mosh that. I don't think they mosh that hard at Crowbar concerts, but they love to stand there and they love to just fuck shit up too, I would imagine. There's some big old beefy boys that go to those shows. Why would you want to put an Evertune on something that doesn't already have an Evertune? Just put these here, ratio tuners. These ones right here. Okay? Get a set of ratio tuners, and you're done. And you won't have to put a giant hole in the guitar. All right, let's keep going. This is, I'm just, like I said, at this point, I'm just testing out some presets. Solid. Sounds pretty solid. Oh, I see. But wait a second. I'm trying to get his purple solar next and put an Evertune on it. That would mean, so you're getting a custom instrument made by Solar? I don't know what you mean. I thought you mean buy one of his signatures. Does it already have an... I can't see him going with an Evertune. Yeah, man. I just watched a live terror show, actually. They put... I think it was from Hellfest. I think. And they just put on a bunch of Hellfest. It was I think it was last weekend. This past weekend. And they put... By the way, if you guys aren't in the know, basically all these festivals now are starting to have... to compete with each other, and most of these festivals are now being live streamed, which is absolutely fucking nuts if you're the type of person that can't and never could or never would be able to go to such a festival overseas or wherever else, you're able to watch it live streamed, or you're able to watch it the pro shot and released, anywhere from a month to even 6 months later. It's one of the coolest things. Like the missus and I, every summer we get stoked about watching festival footage. And I will admit the Hellfest footage, not every band will buy into, like it's ARTE Concert is one of the companies that does this. They do it for several festivals back to back to back to back. So ARTE, art with an E, concert. You got to check this YouTube channel out. They do a ton of live festivals, and there are a bunch of them though. Most of the time, well, a lot of the time, they come out under the actual festival's YouTube though. But not every band will sign up to do this. I'm not sure what the agreements are or how it works, but not every band does it. And so you'll see usually it'll be missing a few headliners or somebody, missing a handful of bands. But the Hellfest, man, it was pretty fucking solid. There's a really pretty solid lineup. Putting an Evertune in a guitar is putting a giant hole in a guitar, though. The hole is bigger than the hole you need for a Floyd. You literally take like a fucking brick worth of material out of your guitar. I saw them. I saw one of these installation videos, custom installation videos, and I was like, "Wow, that is a lot of material that's got to come out of your guitar for this thing. Lots of it. This sounds really good, very solid." And so there's a number of cabinets here, and I'm just kind of going through and making little adjustments. There's also a new feature from last time we spoke called Speaker X, but I just don't believe the feature is exactly where it needs to be for me to get fully showcased. I'm not sure exactly what they've got planned on that one, but it is something we're trying out. I can give you guys a brief example of what it sounds like. It does this something different. It's sort of at this point a little uncomfortable to use in headphones. I think it's definitely more of a monitors thing. I don't know how to describe the feature itself other than it's woompy. Woompy. Not something I would be able to use in a mix myself. I think it's more for standalone guitar, in my opinion. But again, this is not a feature I think is all the way there just yet. It's got something to do with speaker response, and I can't honestly even promote it at this point because I don't know enough about it. It's something that all of a sudden just showed up in the beta, and Daniel's excited about it, but admittedly the feature is not fully there, not all the way fully there just yet. It's not like GateMate, where GateMate is very much was there quickly. All right, so again, we're going through some of the presets. I'll go to one of the Beast presets. This is little Beastie Boy here. Solid. And so this is the Beast 30 watt plus. It's got 2 channels. You've got a clean channel, a drive channel. Let's go to the screen. You've got a clean channel, drive channel. The clean is very simple. It has crunch. I don't believe the... Pretty sure the crunch is just on the clean channel. And you can actually get some kind of semi-nasty rock tones with it, as well as some nice solid cleans. This thing is a neat little amp. It's powerful. It's versatile. I tried to do a preset. If I did 5 in a bundle, I did 2 with the Beast, and if I did 3 in a bundle, I would use 1 with the Beast. The thing sounds great. Yes, it looks kind of simple, like, oh, it doesn't have a mid knob. You know, like, what's going on with this thing? It seems really almost too simple. It really is. It is a simple amp, but this mid switch here has a nice scooping effect. Or if you just kind of leave it off, it's got its own different kind of mid qualities. Whereas if you go over to clean, the character knob actually will give you more mids as you go up, and it'll become a little bit more dull and jazzy over here. You need Evertune? Yeah, there are a ton. There's for Stoner Rock. Whoa. What the fuck just happened? I changed the language in the plugin. What the fuck just happened? Oh my gosh. Let's redo this. That might have been a glitch. I don't fucking know what just happened. All right, let's go back to it. You want to hear I'm not really set up for stoner rock right now. This guitar is not really what I call a stoner rock machine, but yeah, sure, let's give it a go. So yeah, they progressively get a little fuzzier. Stoner rock wise, I want to make sure there's some bite on them so you can still do this stoner rocky type stuff. Then you go over to Doom and it starts. So yeah, I definitely got some Doom in there. And as mentioned, there's going to be something for the only ones I haven't done yet are the Genty ones. And that's because I needed to throw a little bit more. I needed to change the DI I was working with. I wasn't really happy with the DI that I was using for preset creation. Usually when I have tons of DIs all recorded with all of my different guitars, basses, etc. And I have them in different genres. And I will play things with that sole purpose. If I'm looking for country tones, I try to be as clean as I can, do a bunch of country jamming, put it on a wave. That way I can just kind of sit and I can eat or I can drink and I can just, when I'm creating presets, I can work as opposed to work and play. If I'm doing presets and I'm actually playing an instrument, it's a bit tougher because you're reaching back and forth and this, that, and the other thing. Whereas if I'm just playing, I can just consistently tweak, and we're good to go. Excuse me. 12 people in the house tonight. How are you guys? My name is Tyler. Welcome to the AmpSim Show, episode 135. And today is just sort of a hangout and chill kind of an episode. That is what we are doing today. We are just hanging out, playing some guitar. And if you have questions for me or anybody else on the team here, there are several several staffers in here. And we do have moderators though. We have several staffers in here that are all very qualified to answer all of your questions. I don't care how new you are at this. I don't care. If you want us to slow down, if we're skipping something, or if there's something we're leaving out, or if there's just something you can't figure out as a new or intermediate level user, do not be afraid to talk with us here, because yes, we are all advanced. Most of us here that are chatting right now are all very advanced users. I would say, yeah, I'm looking at the names here. Like everyone in here is like a legendary level fucking user, AmpSim user. We've all been doing it for a very long time. So please do ask your questions. I will be here to answer questions. Everyone here will be here to answer your questions. And in the second half, we are going to be going over a couple of Line 6 plugins that are both super, super solid. And we're going to be going over a free amp that I absolutely love that you can get right now from VTar amps for $0 called Jambi, Jambi. And you'll hear later in the stream that this thing is a serious beast. It just for some reason makes perfect sounds for my personal taste. It's awesome. So yeah, and if there's any plugins, there are any plugins rather that you'd like to hear or see in this particular stream. If you'd like to see / not see the secret plugin, let me know, and I will try to make sure that we can demo some of the Arachnid IRs. Is there anybody here that has tried the Arachnid IRs? And if you have, how are they? I'm curious. Apparently CM Punk just did a freestyle rap to John Cena on SmackDown. Is it? Oh, wait a minute. SmackDown? It's on already? What are you talking about? What's happening right now? I used to have a Mictor hat. Nice. And if you're an Evertune lover, don't even mention it because you won't hear the end of it. I'm just teasing. The end of it, man. I just like to shit on them a little bit. I understand it. Like, and I the one place I would want an Evertune guitar is a live instrument. That is where I'd want one for sure. If I ever if I was in a huge band, I would definitely want, if I was playing live on tour, night after night, differently, etc., I would definitely want at least one guitar with an Evertune. Because you're traveling all over the place, different climates, different this, different that. And it helps to have something that isn't going to go out of tune. 100%. Are you talking about the Cena promo last week or the Cena promo just now? I know, LOL, but show me. They're on the Arachnid page, dude. He's got all three or four packs or some, I don't know how many packs. He's got them all up on his website. And they were shot by, if you remember Stephen Ward? Do you guys remember Stephen Ward? The guy that was literally the face of Neural DSP for a super long time. And he was like a content creating machine / monster. He shot these IRs for Arachnid. Now, yes, Steven knows his shit when it comes to amp sims and stuff, but I don't know. I can't speak as to the quality of his ability to shoot IR, so we're going to find out. The reason I'm checking these out is because these are going to, or could possibly If they rip, they will be in a plugin. I teased for you guys, there is a plugin that's going to come out sometime, I believe September, October, from Aurora DSP that could feature these arachnid IRs, that could, depending on how good they are, could feature a bunch of arachnid IRs, and it is going to be one of the most unique plugins of this year for certain. It's going to be fun. I can't wait. I think so. I think that was the Jambi amp, yeah. Last week's promo. Oftentimes, guys, I'll be honest with you, I'll fast forward right through some promos because there are just some promos that I don't want to listen to John Cena talk. I'm done. I've never been a John Cena fan. I don't like him. It's one of the reasons I stopped watching wrestling was John Cena, because I just think his character is corny as fuck. I love him as an actor, though. If you guys have not seen Ricky Stenicki, holy shit, what's wrong with you? You got to go right now, right after the stream, and watch Ricky Stenicki, and you'll see how legitimate an actor John Cena has become. The dude has actually become a formidable actor. And you'll see it in this movie, Ricky Stenicki, one of the funniest movies I've seen in a while. I was not expecting. I was expecting it to be a fucking turd. And I watched it by myself, and it was so good that I watched it. I think it was like the same day or the day after or a couple days after with the missus. She also found it hysterical. And it's literally one of the funniest movies I've ever seen. So yeah, go and check that out. Exhumed Corpse, what's going on? How are you? Nice to see you. That movie was fucking hilarious. Ricky Stenicki was super funny. Super funny. Guys, I'm going to take a quick break. I'm going to come back. We're going to demo some arachnid IRs. And we're going to check out Line 6 Modern, Line 6 Thrash as well. Being that we're going to be demoing some IRs, we also have to bring our good friend here, Ampcraft 1992, into the picture, because that is the plugin that I use to test IRs. Turn off the cap, and away we go. So that's going to be the second half. We're going to go over some IRs. We're going to go over some fun stuffs. Not much. Exhumed Corpse, not a whole lot. I am off work for the summer. I'm just started my holidays. I'm very excited about it. I'm going to be giving most of it to volunteering in the building of a disc golf course, but it's still going to be an awesome summer, and I have paid for it. Believe me, it's been a really tough year. So guys, I'll be right back. Give me 2 or 3 minutes. While we're out, I want to know. It's an interesting talk. Give me your 3 best guitar tones of all time. Give me a 1, a 2, and a 3. And tell me I want an artist and album name, please. That's what I would like from you guys, if possible. Greatest guitar tones of all time. And have you figured out how to conquer and chase any of them with plugins? That's the topic while I am taking the quick break, guys. So get that fired up in the comments when I get back. We're going to jump into some arachnid IRs. We're going to talk maybe a little bit about this plugin that now that it is finally completely nailed down. We can talk a little bit about the Flesh Rot from Thy Heavy Earth. Check that out. And also, while you have a second, the Flesh Rot 200 from Thy Heavy Earth. All right, guys, we'll be back in 2 or 3. This is such a fucking rad song. This is another one of my favorite songs ever to play on the drums. Ever. I could play this song 10 times in a row on the drums and not get tired or bored. Man, I miss playing drums. I say this a lot. All right, let's see. Gary Holt, and we are going to be trying that Gary Holt pack because I see it is in this pack that has come over to me. I haven't seen any of the Peacemaker stuff. Is it funny? Is it entertaining? Is it fun? I don't know. I haven't seen any of it. So excited for the Flesh Rot plugin. Literally, man, it is going to crush. Crush. I can't fucking wait, guys. I cannot wait. I'm so excited for this Flesh Rot plugin. And we are going to try the Ampcraft 1992 here. My very favorite amp sim ever. Man, this song is so fun. Man, super, super fun. All right, we're going to use this guy right here. Just going to use the stock onboard. Set things up to my usuals. And then just go from there. All right, so in our go back test, we have IR files. We have DV77 Sammy signature IRs. We have IRs. We have processed. We have Gary Holt signature pack raw. Let's just go with this Gary Holt pack. I've got my fingers crossed here, guys. Absolutely crossed fingers on this one. I really want these to rip. That's just the 57 though. We could be blending, but we're not going to do that just yet. I want to try some of these out. I see it has we've got a 57. We've got, I think that's a Rode NT1A. Is that a Rode? And then we have pod mics. Not much of a selection here for mics. I think if you're going to do like real serious IR packs, you got to get yourself you've got to get yourself at least, if you've got to make sure you've got a 57. Nice to have an SM7B. It's nice to make sure you have a 421. There's a few mics I would say that you really need to have to start before you start putting out IR packs. That's me. I'm not saying these are bad. I'm saying it's just the way that I would say would be better. What have we got here? That's a very dark file. I think I see what they're after here, though. I think I see what's happening. I think they want me to blend these, and I'm going to blend them. The libraries are also not uniform. Like, right? They're all different formats. And if I'm paying $40 for an IR pack, I want to make sure that there's... Like, I'm not shitting on these. We know, like, so far they sound really good. So that's the upside. I think what they want from me here, though, is there's the light and the dark, and I'm going to blend them. That's where I was going wrong. Okay, so far the Gary Holt pack is sounding pretty. It's decent. I want to hear some of the other files on their own. That sounds really good. All on its own, that EOD. See, I didn't get these directly from Arachnid though. This Heavy Earth shared these with me on behalf of Arachnid. So we are going through these together and we are making sure that they sound good. $45 to $55. Like, again, I feel like this is one of those things where you've really got to look at your competition. You got to look out there and if I'm getting onto any market, I'm going to go out there and find out who's the toughest guy. It's like going to prison. Who's the toughest guy in this prison? I want to know that so that I can either challenge that person or stay the fuck away from that person, whichever one. In this case, as a business, I want to know if I'm the guy I'm coming after. I'm like, these are my competition. I want to know what am I up against? Then I'm going to go try all of those products. I'm going to go try if I'm a new amp sim developer, I'm going to make sure 100% that I've got my fucking thumb so firmly on that pulse that it's gouging into the neck. You know what I mean? I want to make sure that I know every company. I want to make sure I know, or I'm going to pay someone like me to give you a market overview, which I have actually been paid for in the past by a company who wanted a market overview of their competition. And literally we went back and forth. I made a decent amount, a little bit of money on it. It was cool. So, you got to know what you're getting up against. And where am I going with this is that if I'm going to get on the market as a new IR developer, I'm going to make sure, again, I want to know who are the best companies doing this right now. Who used to be the best company doing this right now? Or like not right now, who used to be? Who's the best right now? Who are the legends? Who used to be awesome at it? I want to know all of this. I want to know about Red Wires. I want to know about Ownhammer. I want to know about Bogren Digital. I want to know about Rosen Digital, for fuck's sakes. I want to know about 3 Sigma Audio. I want to know about everybody in the industry I'm about to get into. Then I'm going to start going through those IR packs and making okay, this is what everyone is doing. Everyone is doing this one thing. So, I should make sure I do that thing. The mic selection. You don't have to go as insane as like Red Wires with your mic selection, but you should have at least 4 or 5 mics is sort of the bottom line. You got to have 4 or 5 mics, and there are industry staples that people want to see in their plugins. So if we were to use these cabinets, they need to be somehow reshot. And because I'm not really sure there's a way, when it comes to, if you guys, we've discussed, we're probably going to lose some people on this one, but guys, have you ever wondered how a 3D cabinet section works? How is it that it does what it does? Okay, well, I'm going to explain it to you really fast, as quickly as I possibly can. See, this will help me. This is roughly going to be a good size. Now, imagine this is, we're going to imagine, actually, let's imagine, do you guys know what a 10 frame cube looks like? Okay, where essentially we're going to imagine this is divided up into equal squares, cubes, if you will. And each one of those cubes represents an IR that's been shot with a mic. That particular microphone, when you're going like this and you're moving it back and forth and side to side, you're essentially scrolling over different IRs in a matrix in this cube of IRs. And when you're the one that your mic happens to be on is that position, that microphone that was shot by a real mic, etc. That's how those are made. Now, in this particular case, I don't think it would really work because there's only, a few files per. And that wouldn't be, I'm not sure how you'd throw those in, unless they were thrown in, like here's a free couple of IR libraries from them that you can, put in with the cabinets. It's going to come along with the release. Hold on. I missed some comments here, guys. Sounds hairy like animal. Is that from Austin Powers? Is it? No, it's not. No, that's from The Interview. Isn't it? Interview? Not Austin Powers. Interview. That's what I'm going with. Final answer, Interview. Chuggerific. What do you guys think? Are these sounding good? They're all quite dark. I don't know what a pod mic is. All right, what's this mic sound like? I don't know much about the NT1A, or is that what I'm using now? Oh, it is. This one right here. This is actually the mic. How fucking funny is that? I knew this was a Rode mic. I honestly didn't really know the name. It's just been a vocal mic I've had around the house for a really long fucking time. The Rode NT1A. Well, this is actually the mic I'm speaking into right now. Oh, fantastic. No, I can see that being a cool blend though. So let's do that. And let's see what it sounds like. That's sounding pretty good so far. You know what I really like? I would really like it. Can someone tell me where Arachnid Cabs is based? Are based? Is it based? Is based? Where are they based? I'm curious because I have one curiosity here, and is if they're anywhere near Mike Santaciero, Dr. Bonkers, if they're anywhere near him or could somehow come together, that would be something that all of us would really be interested in. You know what? I'm actually going to do my darndest. I'm going to do my darndest here to make this happen. I've talked to all the parties involved. I'm great friends with Mike. I have spoken with Arachnid Cabs, and I think this might be a fun idea. Interesting. I don't know the mic that well. I'm thinking there's no way it's the same Rode. Oh, it is the same Rode. Wonderful. See, this is not like a pod mic is not. The pod mic is not a good mic, guys. It's not a great mic. It doesn't sound horrible. What's the dark one sound like? Okay, hang on. These are not great mics, though. I think if you're going to charge $45 to $55 for an IR pack, I think you need to really look at some things. Here's the other thing. We're going back to it. I would look at the market and say there really are not many companies that are charging that much for IRs. And the ones that are, aka like I think Chop Tones has a couple of packs that are kind of expensive. But for those packs, Chop Tones gives you like 9,000 mics and a gajillion bajillion positions. Like, they don't just do it 1 inch, 2 inch, this, 0 inches, whatever. They do like the half skis and shit, like the fractions of an inch and stuff. Like, they are very comprehensive and well shot libraries. I will say that I don't deal with Chop Tones that often, but the stuff of theirs that I've tried is fantastic. Now, if I'm looking at that and I'm saying all I've got is a 57 and like a $200 Rode mic and a pod mic, if that's all I've got here, and there's an NTR, I actually don't know that mic either. No idea what that is. Could that be being NT? That's probably another Rode mic. Either way, I would say that I would make sure that I would go out and spend a good portion of money on mics. If it's going to be a business, maybe you go out and take a small loan out and get a number of mics. He's got, obviously, Arachnid Cabs are making some money. Like, the cabinets are fucking tastic looking. They're super cool, and they are aka the new Vader cabinet that everyone wants. The Arachnid Cabs right now, and that's cool. I'm not sure if it was Exhumed Corpse or not. I'm not sure if Exhumed Corpse is still here, but Exhumed Corpse, if you're still here, is it you that had the Arachnid or a Vader? I can't recall. I thought you had some sort of oversized cabinet though. Can't remember. But anyway, in any event, there are just okay. So here's what I'm going to say about the ones the library I'm using right now. The library I'm using right now is there is no universe that this should be $45 to $55. Not at all. Just the mic selection and the file selection alone, there is not enough in this pack to be able to charge that much in comparison to your peers and your competition. And doing so only gets people that know their IRs thinking, that's okay, that's not a lot of files. And I think that the files I'm using, however, they sound quite good. Like when I'm blending things together. Las Vegas, well, Mike's in Arizona. Guys, this is looking more plausible. This is looking more plausible for sure. Mike's in Arizona. And I think Arachnids, if you're saying they're in Las Vegas, God, that's not very far away from each other. Very interesting. Idea bulb. Bonk. Mike has been wanting to shoot a Vader cab for as long as I've known him. And if you know Dr. Bonker's Sound Lab, you'll know that they have the craziest selection of cabinets. He's got your staples, of course, but then he's got some other cabinets that I guarantee you've never heard of in your entire life. Also something you might have heard of and were thinking, and you're immediately thinking, why would somebody do an IR pack based on that cabinet? That seems a little strange to me. But you know what? The best IRs in the world, especially for bass, for guitar, it's definitely a very level playing field at the top. For bass, it is not close. It's not even in the same area code. It's not even in the same country or continent. Dr. Bonker's Sound Lab has the best bass IRs ever heard by anyone. I can guarantee that. And I put my stamp of approval on that any day of the week. What is the cabinet you're playing through these days? I can get you that, Kyle. I have a friend of mine, actually a fella that both myself and Exhumed Corpse, his name is Blake. He has a Vader cabinet. And he actually did shoot some IRs and was telling me that he'd be interested in shooting some more and maybe just giving that away for free on Tone 3000. We gotta do it. Damn it. I cheaped it out last time. Tone 3000. Maybe just throw them on there. That'd be fun. These are okay. They're just okay. Let's go through the other libraries though, because I'm seeing like it's very mixed and moved around. There's lots of different stuff. So this, wow, there's. Okay, so these are these, what's happening here? Hold on, 5150. Hold on. Does it mean 5150s? So that means these are colored IRs as well. These are baked in tube types. I don't want that. That's not something, well, or is it something that you would put in with something like the Flesh Rot 200 watt? Knowing that that is solid state and you want to maybe give the user the feel or at least the voicing of some tubage, it's not sounding like a bad idea. Let's go. I want to see what else they've got here. So, okay, so let's go Arachnid Cab 1. What is this? What do we have here? No. 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 It's close, though. Nope. Nothing there. So I'm going to say that this is a great idea, but I'm going to go ahead and see if Daniel wants to get involved and see if we can't get some real library shot here. So like, I'm definitely going to reach out to Dr. Bonkers and Arachnid and say, listen, this is my full review. I'm going to put some more time on these. And then I'm going to give them my full review and just be like, listen, this is what I'm just going to give me the honest answer. Okay. And just hope for the best, just send out an email and say, hey, this is what's what, check this out. This is how I feel. And I think you've got something great here. And I think you could have some really rad libraries that would definitely sell for $45, $50 if you had Dr. Bonkers, his hype reel mixes, his arsenal behind you. It would be as much as jumping in a vehicle and going from Arizona to from Las Vegas to Arizona, dropping off a bunch of cabinets, letting the man go to work, or having him come to you, pick up the cabinets, and then drop them back off to you. Mike has definitely done cabinet hunting via vehicle in the past. And he's driven some stretches to go and rent and buy used cabinets to shoot with. So this is all sounding like it could be pretty interesting. These libraries, as they are not ready to go into a plugin, but they show promise. They do show promise. So what do we have here? Okay, we're looking back at these. Okay, so again, like, if he was to let Mike shoot his cabinets with a transparent power source, a world-class selection of mics, a world-class skill set in a world-class room that has been built for these shooting of IRs, this could really fucking rip. This could be absolutely outstanding. Okay? And I question, like, the Gary Holt pack was definitely by far and above the best. That's the best I've tried so far in these libraries. There's definitely some usable files in here. So I would say if you're interested in buying that Gary Holt pack as is, 100% jump in and grab it. It's got some cool files and you might get a few mixes you really like. The files on their own and the standalone they're okay. Okay. They sound pretty decent, but I'm using them with a really great sounding amp sim, and they're sounding maybe a little on the dark side. Okay. A little on the dark side, but these still sound really good. Okay, let's see what we got. My Bloody Valentine. I saw My Bloody Valentine with Everclear when I was like 17 years old. And this fella that I really admired from high school was a couple years older. Well, he's a year and a bit older than me. I filled in on a road trip. A friend of theirs couldn't go. He's last minute. He's like, "You want to go on a road trip?" It's one of the first road trips I was ever on with like no chaperone, so to speak. I didn't really like the band though. An Emperor 612? Holy shit. Draven Noir. Yeah, I've actually been talking with him and sending him some products from Wavemind, Aurora, and some other companies. I just started talking with him the other day on Instagram. Cool. He seems like a really nice guy. I kind of thought at first he might be the guy from Arachnid. Because, like, doesn't the guy from Arachnid also have, like, a tattoo across, like, his top of his forehead or something? I can't remember. Now that we're talking about IRs, Tyler, you have to try out the other John Brown IRs. They are great. From which company? Is that dude just a guy that can shred that's like rich, that bought a whole bunch of gear and just makes rad tones? Like, he's not in a band or anything, is he? Or no, wait. No, he is. What band's that dude in? It's a gent band. It's got like a pluralized band name, isn't it? No. Does he? I don't know him that well. Yeah, I'm looking forward to that as well. Cole knows he knows his tone, man. Super nice guy. He's a very, very nice guy. I worked with him and Audiority on the Grindstein networking and helped put all that together. All right, so we're getting rid of Ampcraft. I am done testing those IRs for the moment. The Science IRs I was really impressed with, though. And that's another company that you could be seeing an amp sim coming from that company in some time as well. I can't remember what band is the John Brown. There's an E on the end as well, right? All right, let's keep going. So I'm going to go over. Let's go over modern. I'm actually not going to go over thrash today. We'll go over thrash at another date. I'm planning on doing a thrashish stream in the coming bit anyways. So if you've never heard of the Metallurgy plugins, you wouldn't be alone. There's a lot of guitar players that never heard of these because they really did not market them extensively. And they're fun. They came out and there's some fun stuff in here. Basically what they did is they took all the metal and doomish and all those, a bunch of those components from Helix Native and put them into Sweet style plugins that were set up more for Sweet style users that didn't really like, people with that thought, I would love to use Helix Native, but it's too expensive and I only really want a few things in there anyways, so it's not worth it to buy. This is kind of for those people. In my opinion, Helix Native, when it's half off once or twice a year, is totally 100% worth. 1 second, guys. So yeah, basically, I think that when it's on sale once or twice a year, it's 100% worth buying because you get so much in there that sounds so good. And they're always adding more. And it's a nice collection to have because no matter what your focus genre or style might be, it's always nice to have something that will cover everything. Just in case you feel like, you wake up one morning and be like, you know what, I want to record a blues song for my dad. Or you wake up one morning and say, I want to write a jazz song for my guitar teacher that said I could never play jazz. Or whatever it is. I want to make a ska song because I'm feeling nostalgic from when I was in my teen years and I had nothing to record shit on. Whatever it was. Having something like Helix Native around is really awesome because it's got that. Whatever it is that you're after, it's got that in there. There isn't a guitar tone imaginable that you can't do with Helix Native. It's all in there. Everything from the most extreme metal to the cleanest and most lush clean tones ever imaginable. In this case, they've taken thrash-ish components, and this might be one of my favorites as far as gear goes because they give you the PRS Archon. They give you a licensed rev generator, which is kind of fun. The Vitriol is the PV Invective, a very simplified version of it anyhow. And the old Line 6 Badonk, baby. This is the one I'm going to start with. Boy, do I love this one. I really, really love this amp sim. And so does Dean Lamb from Archspire, as far as I understood, up until semi-recently. He was using the Line 6 Badonk in pretty much all of his content, all of his streams, everything was all Line 6 Badonk. Man, that's fun. I have the same kind of relationship with Line 6 Badonk that I do with Line 6 Insane. This was my boy. I love Line 6. I love Line 6 Badonk. It's fantastic. And there's a pedal section as well. You've got the Minotaur. Very kind of an interesting inclusion, right? A Klon Centaur. You have all these interesting pedals under your roof. And you include a Klon Centaur? I don't know. Can someone tell me, are they using Klon Centaurs now for, like, or we'll say Klon Centaur clones? Are those being used for Gent now? I never actually decided to look it up. It just seemed very implausible to me that would happen. Also, the compressor. I don't know how I fully feel about the compressor being there in favor of like just your average green overdrive or something else. But this is clearly something that's meant for like the Gent folks. And they do like their compressors, even though they're using higher gain amps. They do like to use a compressor from time to time. There's not a lot of clean tones available. There are some clean tones available in here, although it's not exactly the focus of the plugin. There's no clean tone in Line 6 Badonk. It is giving you one thing, a big old punch. As far as the cab section goes, it's pretty well put together. You have a Kali V30. You've got a nice little selection. They've given you 8 cabinets, which is nice. 8 cabinets is that's pretty sweet. That's a nice selection. Oops, I didn't mean to do that. I also like how they get rid of the grill cloth as soon as you decide to kind of like make a move. 8 mics in here, which is wonderful. We're gonna do some, a little bit of dicker in here. I don't want to use the 45. We'll use the 421 because of course we will. No, I went the wrong way with that. Okay, and we're gonna go to mic 2. Mic 2. No. There we are. No. Yes. Okay. All right, fantastic. Wait, are you not going to do that for me? Uh-oh. Did I confuse it? Loading wheel. Loading wheel. Okay. Let's see what we got. Now, there's not a hell of a lot that I'm in love with as far as the pedals go in here, but we'll use them in VTar anyway. See you later, Bo. Appreciate you, buddy. Sounded pretty good. This, I think, is like the precision drive. Yeah, that's exactly what that is. Let's see if we can get some goodness out of this. I've never liked the precision drive in its analog form, so let's see. This thing sounds so fucking good. It's just, it's fun. I can't remember what he told me it was. All right, guys. It's coming to that time pretty soon. We're going to get going. It's been fun today, though. We're not going just yet, but this is Line 6 Modern, and you guys can go and check out Line 6 Modern. I don't know if there's free trials for it or not, but last I heard, when these metallurgy plugins go on sale, stretching this out, when these metallurgy plugins go on sale, guys, they go on sale cheap. And so whether you're interested in all three or not, they do, I think they come as a bundle or individually, or maybe they're just a bundle now. Not 100% sure. But these things are definitely for sale because when it comes to Line 6, when they release it, it stays released forever. Amp Farm, not just Pod Farm, but the original Amp Farm is still for sale. They redid it and remastered it. I just could not for the life of me. I remember trying it. They gave me a license for it and trying it and thinking to myself, what the fuck? This thing is not good. Like, it's not good. It doesn't really hold up. And it still apparently is a notably used plugin for some big studios, some notable studios that have been using it for years. And they had a lot of pressure to kind of revamp it. This was about 5 years ago, I think, now that they revamped it. But that thing has been around since, like, that was one of the first amp sims you could buy. One of the first ever amp sims was Amp Farm. And they still have Pod Farm for sale, although I don't have a license for that. I feel like I need a license for that. Doesn't it sound good, though? It's pretty solid, man. Like, Line 6 Badonk has always been one of my favorite things in Helix Native. Always. In fact, some of my favorite, I would say there's not one single Line 6 branded component inside inside Helix Native that doesn't rip. I love all of their in-house creations, and they're all based on blends and this Franken amps and stuff like that. I know they're one of their lead product guys, Ben Adrian, and basically I'm going to email him, and he said he would basically decode every single one of the Line 6 branded amps in Helix Native. He would give us like a cheat sheet of exactly what they are. I know there's a brief flirting with like what they could be in some of the explanations, but he said, if you want to know, he's like, just shoot me an email and we will let you know. I'll give you like the full Monty of exactly how they all came around. That would be really cool. If you guys be interested in something like that, let me know and I will pursue it, and we will do a stream with Helix fucking Native, and that'll be fun. Yes, this is still the badonk though. Oh, I missed it. I don't have a bar to flutter. Man, there's one lick in Electric Crown that I want to learn it so bad. I want to learn it so bad, and every time I look at it though, the tab, my eyes cross, and I'm just like, man, that's not possible under my skill set. But if you know the song I'm talking about, I guarantee Rudy Castillo knows exactly what song that was. 100%. I don't know. Is Rev owned by Yamaha? Yeah, like all those videos that Dean Lamb recorded with his wife, like the 5 levels of this band and 5 levels of that band and all of those, I believe both of them are using Line 6 badonk because they were both using Helix units, if I'm not mistaken. Because I remember having a conversation with his wife about influencing on some plugins, and I remember her saying, just like, honestly, we don't use a lot of plugins. We're just, we use the Helix and Line 6 badonk. And I'm just like, wow, really? What? I remember being really taken aback, being like, huh? And so, yeah, they don't actually even use a lot of plugins. Although now that band is gone kind of on their own, I would love to see them do a plugin already. Man, I want to see the band do a plugin so bad. Like, for example, how long will Line 6 hold the Ampeg license? For fucking ever. Because it's now they're all owned by Yamaha. Ampeg is owned by Yamaha, and Line 6 is owned by Yamaha. So if Rev is owned by Yamaha, then we have ourselves a winner as far as who's going to be having that license forever. that'll be Yamaha, and that'll be Line 6. Let's go to that Rev for a factual here. What do you think of Fortin NTS? 50 chickens. That's one of the best fucking names I've ever seen on this channel. 50 chickens. Are you talking about the Fortin NTS suite, like the amp itself, the Fortin Natus, or are you talking about the Neural DSP plugin? If you're talking about the plugin itself, I think it's not first in line for an X series, and I think that's nuts. I think it should have an X series. Although that being said, I think that the original Fortin Nameless suite beats the X version. So maybe they should just leave it alone. The one thing about that amp that I always thought they got wrong was it's a tad bit dark. It's not like super dark or anything like that. It's just a tad bit on, I would say, if like fully sharp is 100%, this thing's at like 90%. It has just this tad bit of something that's not on the top end, that's not fully there, but it's mostly there. I would say that's one of my favorite plugins from Neural DSP. I love that amp. I love that. I'm not sure if you knew or not, but essentially the Fortin NTS suite is the original Randall Satan. Okay, so the Randall Satan is an import-made, Mike Fortin designed, basically severely abbreviated version of the Fortin Natus. Not really even severely. It's just, it lacks that secondary channel. It lacks some other things, but it's essentially the Fortin Natus is the Randall Satan. So if you're looking for that Ola Englund sound, that amp, man, like that amp really does sound like nothing else. The Randall Satan. It's really sad that nobody is putting out like a pedal preamp version of that or something. You know what I mean? There's not any. Is anybody made like a clone of that? I don't even know if is Fortin even making the Natus anymore. Like, it's such a unique sounding amp with so much bite. See you later, Xander. Appreciate you, buddy. Can you stop Primer from eating that cat food? All right. That's what I think. 50 chickens. Yeah, I'm also sad there is no X. I like the D-tuner, which is missing. Well, the D-tuners, though, buddy. D-tuners, though, if you really, what do you like the D-tuner for? I'm going to ask you. I'm just curious. I want to know, what do you like the D-tuner for? Do you record with it, or do you just jam with it? What is it you like? What tuning do you find yourself playing in with the D-tuner most? My suggestion would be to go out and get an 8-string or a 7-string or something with an extended range. That would be, I mean, I was talking to this one guy who said that he actually records, like he recorded a full album with a guitar in E, and he had tuned the whole album because the guitar sounded really, it sounded really strangely processed to me, and it was actually done with quite a good drop tuner. And it just sounded strange to me. So I asked him what he, I was like, is there a pitch effect on something and whatever? And he's like, yeah, like I record with a guitar that's actually an E, because he says he teaches guitar. He said, I teach guitar, and my guitar is like, I like to keep it in E. And then for this, he said he recorded way down in B. He dropped it way down that far. And I was like, that is just so far to go. And when you're going too low, you're missing out on the difference in resonance between a full, like say a 46 gauge string and like a 72 or something like that. If you're trying to play the low, or even a 56 or a 62, those strings resonate differently. And the resonation, that's not a word. But that definitely changes a lot, and the low end changes, and the response of the string just changes. So I would always suggest like doing it with something else, going the all natural way and just dropping. And I mean, not everybody can afford to have a guitar in every tuning they want to play in. I get it, but if you find yourself using a D-tuner that much, you might want to think about even going putting your main instrument into that tuner full time, or that tuning full time. Fortin did a Nautis pedal. That's cool. I dig the NTS. Apparently there will be a next update soon. That's cool. It wasn't high on the list. I get it. All right, let's use this rev gen. But now that he's saying it, I'm just going to go off the fucking menu. This thing rips. This thing is fun. You guys have heard it chug. We're going to go off the menu a little bit before the end here. We're going to go NTS Suite. Let's see what we got. I like this plugin a lot. It's been a little bit since I used it. A little bit. Not super long time. I think I used this in a stream not that long ago, but... I'm just going to bypass this cabinet altogether because I don't want to screw around with having to just waste time with getting it all together right now. So what I want to do is I'm going to go get my Bay. I'm going to go to my Bay, the EGA. Let's see what we got. Actually, you know what? I was happy with, let's go back to the cabinet here for a sec. For once. That sounds pretty good. Let's just leave it. All right, let's see about getting this to sound nice. I find the grind is a little too aggressive no matter what setting, because this amp is so mid-voiced. I find using the grind has just always been kind of a write-off with this. Like, I almost can't use it with this amp at all, because the second you touch this, the mids just go into the stratosphere. There's almost no way to use it. I use the kilohertz pitch shifter. I do a lot of swapping between drop C and D. Simplifies that. That's not too bad, actually. As if you're only dropping, like, if that's all you're dropping, that's not a big deal. I know a lot of people like to use it because they like to simulate that 8-string sound when they're tuned in as, like, they're only tuned in B, but they want to do the F sharp. It's like, that's still not going to get you all the way there. You're going to have to, you want it, you're going to have to drop it, file down the nut and everything else. You're going to have to just go the extra mile or get a different guitar and do that. But if you're only going a little bit, that I totally understand that. My favorite, if I have to pick one, Hypertune from Polychrome DSP is a really, really advanced, pitch shifter, whatever you want to call it, drop tuner. Also, my kids made a deal. If I get a new guitar, they get a new cat. So there's that. Well, you know what? A new cat, meaning you've already got cats. How many cats do you have? If you only have one cat, I would say, depending, and this is where my feline integration and feline expertness comes in. If you've only got one cat, that cat's lonely, brother. He wants another cat. Get him a cat. Get the cat a cat. So tell your kids they don't win. You're getting a new guitar, and tell your kids they don't win. When I'm not buying you another cat. I'm buying the cat a cat. He's going to have his own cat. That's the way I'll justify that. They don't win. You win. And your cat wins. I'm a cat guy, as you can see by the many fluff balls that kind of traipse around this around the screen here. None on the couch right now because it's actually muggy. If it's cold in here, the couch is full of cats. Yeah. It's paid, but Hypertune is fucking awesome. 50 chickens, get some Hypertune. Yeah, man. Anything, I find it like the further you get away. Yeah, you're right though. Like 2-3 semitones is that's about the max. As soon as unless it's like a small part. Here's where I would say that I would actually use it. For example, if you listen to some country, sometimes there's a baritone Telecaster in the background playing low notes that sound just like a Telecaster, but they're really low, like almost bass low. These things, they sound awesome. And what they'll do is they'll mimic a riff along with it and play in the octave. Or they'll play a low part that just sort of hovers in the background with some verb on it. And that is something I could see doing with a drop tuner and going down to the low, like going down to like B with my E, you know? I could see going like doing something like that. Because there's no universe where I'm going to drop tune a Telecaster and I'm not buying am I buying a baritone Telecaster? Probably not. I don't have any space for this. Don't get that kind of stuff in my head. There's already enough things I want. Tyler's also basically a mustachioed crazy cat lady. No, the crazy cat lady is my wife. That's my missus is the crazy cat lady. I'm just kidding. I'm acting like they're all her cats. No, they're definitely not all her cats. We love them. We love them very much. But yes, I would strongly suggest if all you have is one cat, get yourself a second cat. Get yourself a guitar. Get your kids. Get your cat a friend, and make sure you get it fixed. You don't want kittens around the house and stuff like that. You don't want that kind of stuff happening. But do it right though. If you're out there and you're listening to this for no apparent reason, I'm gonna say it. If you get a cat, if you have cats and you want to get another cat, integrate them the right way. Follow proper integration. If you don't, they might hate each other forever and you'll be breaking up cat fights or giving one of them away. Do it the right way. Use 2 rooms or use a house and a room. Go back and forth. Do it the right way and your cats will be best friends forever. Do it the wrong way and they could hate each other forever. So, be careful when you do that stuff. It's not just like plop them together. Let's see what happens. That's a bad way to do it because they hold grudges, man. Cats can hold grudges forever. If they hate something, I hate another cat, they could hate that cat for the rest of their lives. They hate a person, they probably hate that person for the rest of their lives. I always like the CKY blended octave. Yeah, man, he uses the old Boss Brownie. As far as I am, he used the old brown Boss Octaver, if I'm not mistaken. No. Yeah, I always loved CKY's guitar tone as well. Even on their like stuff that doesn't have the old guy like Darren, I think his name's Darren. He's in like Malevolent Creation now or something. Do you hear that? I think is he in that band? The dude from CKY, the old singer, is in a band now, like a famous band, like a really well-known death metal band. I can't remember for the life of me what fucking band he's singing and playing guitars. I'm not sure if it's Malevolent Creation or somebody that you've heard of. I guarantee it. But boy, oh boy, it'd be cool if they did a reunion. Although I don't think him and Chad can stand each other because I don't know anyone can stand Chad Ginsburg. I don't think anyone can stand that dude. I don't think the guys in his band can stand him. The thing is, though, it's like he's one of those dudes that you see in lots of videos and lots of like, you see him in lots of random stuff and you're like, that guy kind of seems like an asshole. Yeah, this is for a good reason. I'm pretty sure he is. Pretty sure he is one. All right, guys. So that's basically where we're at, guys. It's been fun. It's been a Friday. We went through some fun stuff. We didn't get to Jambe, but I'm not sure what I'm going to do tomorrow yet. But I will be here tomorrow. And it'll be fun. Whatever we're going to do, it'll be fun. Around the same time, 4:30-ish. You could see me at like as early as 3:30-ish. I don't know. We'll see. I'll be around. It'll probably be long. We'll do something fun. Whatever it is, we'll figure it out with the team. I'll ask them what we should do. If there's a particular band or a particular genre that you want us to take on and teach you how, or teach the masses how to get that particular tone with plugins only, let me know. And I'm all in, okay? But thank you for being here. I appreciate it. 50 chickens. 50 chickens. Thank you for being here today. I appreciate you. I love when new people chat around here, and you're very welcome to be here. So please do join us again, because again, the good talking point. Appreciate it. It's been a while since I used this, and I will say that I still think there's something missing. There's a little something that's missing. I hope the X version fixes that something. And as opposed to with the Nameless X, I honestly feel that Nameless X, I use them back to back in a stream, back to back, and then back to back, and then back to back, and then back and forth. I really do prefer the first one. I love that they added that dark look to the second one. I love that. But I just really feel that the first one has something that I like better. Don't know what it is. Absolutely. I'll be here tomorrow. It's around the same time. It's going to be fun. No idea, again, what we're doing. If you guys have suggestions, let me know. We could even do a little CKY action tomorrow. I miss being the new guy. Why? Because you used to win everything? You can still win stuff. You just miss contests. Contests are coming back with the Summer Series. Yeah. Summer Series starts on Monday. I will be here on Monday. I'll be streaming. Instead of twice a week, I'll probably be streaming more like 4 times a week. Be giving some stuff away. We'll be having more kind of just tone building hangouts as well, where we just like we grab some components, we add things and subtract things and just build tones. And you're also guaranteed to see the pre-recorded content finally coming to the surface. It's not going to look a lot different than the stuff you're watching right now. It's just going to be shorter and more to the point, with no live audience to sponge off of, and nowhere to get sidetracked. Let's be honest. All right, guys. So I will see you then. Thank you so much for being here. Make sure to hit like and subscribe if you don't mind. We appreciate those 2 things. And as always, if you know somebody that you think might enjoy what we do here, tap them on the shoulder and say, hey, come check these guys out. Otherwise, we're just happy to have you here. So thank you for being here once again, and I will see you guys next time. Cheers.
And he appears. I believe in Joe Hendry. I believe in Joe Hendry. Cause they love him in London and Paris and Tokyo, America, Scotland and Canada and Mexico. They say, I believe in Joe Hendry. I believe in Joe Hendry. I believe in Joe Hendry. Joe Hendry is so prestigious. Wave your hands from side to side and say, oh, I believe in Joe Hendry.